Alright, today I'm going to be showing you how to do a 2-point pH calibration in the field on this multi-parameter meter. The 2 points are going to be pH 7 and pH 10. It's really easy to do. Ideally you'd want to be in the lab where you have plenty of buffer and rinse agents, but today we're just in the field, so we'll do what we can here. So you're going to want to go to your menu, and you'll want to calibrate, and ISE, which is ion selective electrode. That's pH for this one. And you have a 1, 2, or 3 point calibration. I'm going to do a 2 point. First pH is going to be this pH 7. Again, we're in the field, so we'll have to try to get the best results we can. Alright, so the sand is not in the solution yet. Alright, so we're going to let it equilibrate. A couple of maintenance notes. You'll want to keep the glass bulb on the pH probe clean and free of debris. If it's going really slow or readings are jumping up and down, you might want to recondition it per the instruction manual, which includes cleaning, checking on making sure the port's not contaminated with water, maybe soaking it in a pH 4 solution or a hydrochloric acid solution. Again, take a look at your manual. So right now we're at about 6.98 on a pH 7 solution. Usually it takes between 30 seconds and 90 seconds to equilibrate. Sometimes I'll let it go a little longer just to make sure, but looks pretty steady at 6.98. And I'm going to just go ahead and hit calibrate, and there it's at 7, and then hit enter and continue. Now your second pH. Right here is where you'd want to rinse off your sand properly with water and even some pH 10 solution, but we don't have that available right now, so I'm going to try to wipe it off as much as possible. Okay, so I got all that pH 7 solution off of there, or as much as I possibly could. It's asking for the second pH point, which is 10. Go ahead and hit enter. Stabilizing. Alright, pretty much right away it's just about right on 10.03. I'm going to give it a little bit to adjust if it needs to a little bit more. pH will actually change slightly with temperature. You'll see on your buffer solution it might have different values at different temperature ranges, but it's very, very minimal, and for the most part, unless you're dealing with extremely sensitive water, pH 10 and pH 7 will be just fine. Alright, so it finally stabilized about 10.10. This one was about 90 seconds later, probably because it had to adjust up from the pH 7, but for the most part it's holding pretty steady around 10.10. Now it's 10.11. But it looks like it's holding pretty steady right around this range, so I'm going to go ahead and hit calibrate. One thing you'll want to pay attention to as your probe gets older is this millivolts. different pH buffers will show different millivolts. So take a look at the instruction manual and make sure it's reading within the proper range. So that is it for pH calibration. The pH electrode is the one with a glass bulb inside of it, pH probe. So you want to make sure that's clean. You'll want to make sure all calibrations are done using this guard right here. Out of all the different probes, I found that pH less the shortest. I'd recommend changing it at least every year, or when it starts to get really slow. And with that, we have successfully calibrated our pH meter. If you have any questions, please let me know.